Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a Facebook and YouTube live update. Facebook and YouTube live update, joined by meteorologist Will Haney. I'm in the digital studio. Will is in the News Channel 3 studio. What we're looking at right here is a live camera view of the thunderstorms that are moving into and actually through Milwaukee right now. We've been watching this camera here for a little while. Some impressive storms there. And obviously we're keeping an eye on what's going on the west side of the lake and also southwest of Chicago. I think that's what we're really going to be looking at too, as some interesting stuff starts to head in that way. So we're just going to be with a live update here for a little bit because we do think that the action is still likely to really ramp up for us starting at about 9 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to go forward here, and there are those thunderstorms that you see that are moving now through Milwaukee and moving out over the lake. Now, these are moving to the northeast, and so this is going to be more of a concern, obviously, for, I'd say, Oceana County north and moving up toward the northern lower there, up toward Traverse City, let's say, in the Leelanau Peninsula, up that direction. And so I'm going to go ahead and advance here and show you what we're also looking at to the southwest. You see these lines, or this line that is now starting to develop, if you will, or blossom, if you will, there in Illinois. Forecast models pretty much have pegged this right, and they've been consistent. And one of the things that was noted earlier today is that this area is going to go from rather quiet to very active in a very short amount of time. And I think that that's what's going on right now. So the thunderstorms that you now see moving out north of Chicago out over the lake, those obviously are probably going to be making an impact, let's say Holland north. But we're also keeping an eye on those thunderstorms that are going to be developing in northeast Illinois as they move into northwest Indiana. And those two are going to be impactful for us as well. Currently, tornado watches, there are a couple of them. They go through 11 o'clock. What you see in the yellow there is where we have the tornado watches. And that is covering all of eastern Wisconsin and much of Illinois and a sliver of northwest Indiana and out over the lake as well. Where you see the darker gold there, that's where you have a severe thunderstorm warning. And I believe that that is a marine warning of some kind there that just flashed on the screen there for our part of Lake Michigan. Again, listen, anybody who's out in a boat right now is not keeping up with the weather or looking at the sky. So hopefully any mariners that are out there are on their way back in. Only one tornado warning showing up on this map right now. You see that one little red blotch up there in north central Wisconsin. That's the only one. Now, earlier it was a little bit more active. There were more tornado warnings. So, and by the way, not to bury the lead here, but we are likely to see a tornado watch at any moment. And that would be for our area. So that's what we're looking at right there. Will, do you want to chime in with anything?
Yeah, we're still just waiting that watch from the the Storm Prediction Center. It is likely to be coming any second. The National Weather Service just confirmed that, and they did confirm, as you mentioned, Keith, that it will be a tornado warning. Or tornado watch, excuse me. Right. For probably, I would guess, all of our area. So that'll be any second.
Yeah, I'm going to go to this is the latest hour by hour that we have. I get it. This is a little, let me move this up to about 8 o'clock. And again, this is initializing pretty well because this has a pretty good handle. It just showed you the radar there. And you saw those thunderstorms kicking out of Wisconsin out over the lake. And our hour by hour was pretty much on that. And I would say that over the last day or two, day and a half anyway, that the short range models have done a really good job with this, and they've been fairly consistent. And that gives some confidence. The watch just came out. Oh, let me go back to that map. Let me see if it pops up on the map. Came out through 3
Okay,
hold on. Let me. There it is. Okay. I don't think I can zoom in on that. Enough. What's that? Let me move it up. Here we go. There we go. Okay. If you've got something that you can put up that looks a little bit better, but you can see that this watch obviously goes down to our southern border counties. So there we go. Cass, Berry, and St. Joe Branch, Hillsdale are not included in this watch.
And this one goes until 3.
Till 3 a.m. Okay, till 3 a.m. So tornado watch now in effect for just about all of West Michigan. Obviously, our counties bordering Indiana not included in that watch. But I would not be surprised if later on there's a second watch. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center in their mesoscale discussion did mention that there would probably be a couple of watches here. And I think the second one they were referencing would be for St. Joe Branch, Berry, and Cass, Hillsdale County southward into Indiana. So that goes until 3 o'clock. in the morning. But I will say this, as I was talking there about the hour by hour, it shows that this is probably only going to be a 2 to 3 hour event for us. So it's going to be short, but it's going to be probably very intense, and hopefully not damaging. But that certainly is a possibility. Well, you got anything there? I'm just looking here at the watch. I'm not seeing anything from the reports.
No. Yeah, I think the timing of those storms out over the lake, they'll probably be arriving a little farther north. Like you were mentioning, Keith, probably up towards possibly Ottawa, Muskegon counties, probably within the hour, I would say. And what we have to watch for is kind of the southern flank of those, especially some models have been kind of hinting at kind of the southern edge of that cluster. Some models have been hinting at decent potential for rotating updrafts within that cluster of storms. Rotating updrafts are, again, the updrafts within a thunderstorm. Those are often the precursors to the type of storms that produce tornadoes. Today is a pretty significant risk overall. We might only see this sort of a threshold for tornadoes, maybe a handful of times in a given season. Some seasons may not at all. So I definitely think tonight is a night to take seriously. What I always say when a tornado watch is issued, this is now time to start wrapping up our errands for the evening. This isn't the time to I'm going to still run to Taco Bell or Meijer or something, just seriously take it seriously. And the watch for the next several hours, you just need to be kind of paying attention to the weather. And like I said, don't put yourself in a bad situation where you're out somewhere that's non-essential, right?
Yeah.
Don't go run to the store right now if you don't absolutely need to. And take it easy.
Also, if you want, Will, while I'm sort of going over the threats here, if you want to get out of my Max 1 and go into yours, that's quite all right, if you want to do that. So again, just to remind you what we have going on right now, Tornado Watch just issued for much of our area. You see the area that's shaded in yellow there. Berrien, Cass, St. Joe Branch, Hillsdale County is not included in that, but I do think that coming up in just a little bit, that will be changing. The Storm Prediction Center has hinted that there would be this would be 2 watches, one really covering the area that you see now, and a second one I think probably is going to be issued a little bit later that will cover our southern border counties and move down into Indiana as well. And then, again, this is going until 3 o'clock in the morning. Just a reminder, a tornado watch means that conditions in the atmosphere are conducive for thunderstorms that could produce tornadoes. And as Will mentioned, one of the parameters that he was noting just a few moments ago is one that measures updraft and spin in the atmosphere with strong updrafts, and very strong signals that there will be plenty of shear in these updrafts. So this will, which of course would be conducive to the formation of tornadoes. Even apart from that, a very strong straight line winds, 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour, not out of the question with these thunderstorms as they move through. And again, the timing of these expected to move on to the lakeshore. Let me go back here to the hour by hour. I'm going to slide this up to 8 o'clock and then move this up into 9. And there you can see that in the next half hour, these are likely to be impacting our lakeshore communities. And so wouldn't be surprised if soon we're going to see even maybe some thunderstorm warnings that would be starting to be issued for areas along the lakeshore. Not yet, hasn't happened yet. I'm going to run this through. And so for those who are asking about specific areas, find yourself on the map and you'll see the timing here. We're looking at 9 o'clock here along the lakeshore. I'm going to run it up to 10 o'clock. Now you can see it's moving into Kalamazoo, certainly eastern Van Buren County, Allegan, Hastings, Ionia, stretching back down into Dowagiac, approaching Three Rivers as well. That would be about 10 o'clock. These are going to be moving pretty fast. By 11 o'clock, you can pretty much draw a line there from Lansing on I-69 down to Coldwater and then move back 20, 30 miles, which would take you to Battle Creek and also to Minden and Colon and to Sturgis. And then by midnight, our model here is sort of showing that everything is going to be moving out. So again, this is only going to be about 3 hours long from west to east, but a very intense 3 hours. In Lansing, of course, Lansing is going to be included in that as well. So I don't know if you heard me earlier, Will. If you want to call up your graphics, you go for it. While we sort of go over this is just a reminder here. We're definitely going to be on live Go ahead.
Keith. Oh, I was just saying, Keith, Karen did just come in, our boss, and is asking you to do a quick update on TV as well. So the plan was, Keith, for us to just for everybody else's purposes, we're just going to update quickly on here, and then we'll be back on everybody once the warnings start popping. So, but we've been asked to kind of prep everything and then provide an update on air as well. So, just
so we're gonna
Keith.
So we're gonna hop off now. But we won't be off for long, and we are going to be back on here, and then we'll be streaming that coverage continuously on our YouTube channel and also on Facebook. So we'll be seeing you very soon there, and in the meantime, I'll be on live on News Channel 3 pretty quick with a live update. Then I would say by 9 o'clock at the latest, we're going to probably be back on here, and we'll live stream our coverage then. Okay, so thanks again, everybody. We want to keep you up to speed. We'll keep you up to date. Remember, no warnings right now. We just have that watch that goes until 3, but we'll likely see some action along the lakeshore here by about 9 o'clock tonight. We'll be back.